The safety of F1 was put to the test today. Cars upside down and split in half, all in the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. Hello and welcome to the Pit Crew podcast. My name's Ed, this is my co-host Dylan.
Hello.
And literally half an hour ago, the Bahrain Grand Prix finished. It was an all-afternoon event, or an all-evening event if you were there in Bahrain. It was mad, or the start and the end were. We got three corners in out of turn 3. Grojean cut across the track to make a normal start. The first lap move, a bit risky. Made contact with Kvyat. Spun round, got jackknife round, hit the barrier, and then just his car, the front half of the car went into the barrier. The other half of the car sheared off. That caught fire because that had the engine in it and there was fuel everywhere. And then this part of the car, as you can see from the charred bit on the screen, that's the carbon fiber tub that the driver sits in. It's designed to be safe for them. So that got embedded in the barrier. So Grojean had to climb out that and over the barrier, all while being caught fire. It was mad, wasn't it, Dylan?
It was very scary.
It was.
I don't know how he made it out with only a few burns.
Yeah, a few burns and I think a possible broken rib. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but a couple of hours ago they said there was a possible broken rib. It just goes to show the incredible safety in F1. And I do think the halo saved his life today because he went straight into the barrier, the back end went off. And I think if the halo wasn't there, his head would have stopped it, not the halo. So I do think the halo is a good thing. Do you dislike the halo, Dylan?
No, it's good, but it can obstruct the view. But I guess you just get used to it.
I think you just get used to it. I mean, I know this isn't very realistic, but I play it on the F1 game with the halo column on. It's not too bad. You know, you can just look either side of it. You just get used to it. And, if it's going to save someone's life, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that we don't like Grojean, but you wouldn't wish anyone to die. So, yeah, and it's an incredible... It was quite exciting, but quite scary to see that. It was a horrific accident with the massive smoke, the massive... it wasn't smoke, it was just a massive plume of flames going up from the back end where the fuel went out, and then he was just trapped inside it. It would have been terrifying for him. If you heard any of the radio from the other drivers, they were all pretty terrified as well. The barrier caused a 45-minute red flag because that had to be repaired. In the end, it was actually a concrete barrier. They took the risk and people just said, yeah, it's probably unlikely that someone's going to crash in that exact place. It was a concrete bit. It wouldn't have been as good as someone had crashed again. But long red flag, and then as soon as we got racing, Lance Stroll made contact with the one and only Daniel Kvyat, everyone's favourite man. He was in the thick of the action today. He got a 10-second penalty for this, which I personally think is a bit unfair, don't you, Dylan?
Yeah, it was a bit unfair.
But yeah, he flipped. Lance Stroll kind of turned in right to the apex when it was Kvyat's, in my opinion, it's Kvyat's corner. And he got flipped over. You saw it in the intro along with pictures of Grosjean's horrific crash. He just got flipped over at turn 8. It was Kvyat's corner, as I've said, in my opinion. So I don't think he deserved that 10-second penalty. But first off, we've been going for a little while. I think I got distracted with the excitement of the start of the race, just like in real life. I got excited at the start of the podcast. We need to compare our predictions for qualifying and the race results to real life. First up, qualifying. In qualifying, I predicted Hamilton to get P1, Bottas to get P2, and Verstappen to get P3. And for once, full marks, 3 out of 3. I don't think there's much I can say on that. Hamilton set the track record, genuinely good lap. 11th time Mercedes got a front row lockout. Not a 1-2 though in the race, and Verstappen in that customary P3 just behind the Mercedes. Dylan, what did you predict?
I predicted Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, but I only got one. I didn't have a second and third right. I switched them around.
Yeah, I think Bottas is very fast in qualifying. We all know that. That's where I've been saying all season. That's where his true pace really lies. So yeah, and Verstappen's pace really isn't up there with Mercedes. So just Not right for one. I think you'll beat me at the next Bahrain Grand Prix, more on next Bahrain Grand Prix later. Moving on to our predictions for the race. I predicted Bottas to win, actually. Hamilton to get P2 and Verstappen to get P3, and that was rubbish. I mean, I thought Bottas, make a comeback, determined after the pressure of holding on to that second place. No, he finished eighth, I think. Yeah, he finished eighth. So not the best weekend for the Finn. Dylan, what did you predict?
I predicted Hamilton, Bottas, Perez. I was close with Perez, but then he had his failure, so he dropped out of the race. So I only got one. So I beat you on this one.
Yeah, you beat me on this one. Perez, he was running in P3 for a podium when lap 55 or lap 54, one of the two out of 57. Smoke started coming out the engine. He tried to keep going for the half a lap, but it just caught fire. And you saw another picture at the intro of the team principal of Racing Point. I think it's Otmar. Can't pronounce his surname. I think Otmar. I'm just going to call him Otmar. His head was in his hands. So unlucky. Racing Point, no points this weekend because Stroll ended up upside down and Sergio Perez ended up on fire. So quite an expensive weekend overall in F1, especially for Racing Point. They're going to have to be rebuilding Sergio Perez's back end and probably bits of Lance Stroll, because I can't imagine being upside down does any good for the fuel and anything. Do you know, Dylan?
No, I don't know. Especially Haas will be the ones who are spending a lot of money. Brand new car.
Yeah, brand new car, maybe Roman's hospital bills. I hope they don't give Roman a penalty for all the replacements he has to do. I mean, I know it's disobeying the rules and it was just a crash, but I don't think it's right to say, you deserve a penalty. He's nowhere near anywhere in the championship. Hassan ninth. I mean, come on. It's the end of the season. It's Christmas. give him a little Christmas present. Would you like to see Roman be exempt from the penalties, Dylan?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of his fault though, but as well for the replacement of the parts, I don't think he should.
Yeah.
But if he does change the entire engine, it is against the rules.
Yeah, it is against the rules. It's pretty much I'm pretty sure that engine's gonna be toast. Literally, it was fried in Grosjean's Great Escape. They're dubbing it. I don't think it's really fair to do that. But yeah, your predictions weren't bad there. Albon got the podium instead of Sergio Perez. Good for him, but I mean, I don't think he could call that podium on merit. I think Perez deserved that podium, which is not another good thing for Albon, considering Perez is the man he's up against for that Red Bull seat. Who do you think will end up with that Red Bull seat? I expect we'll know by next week, doesn't it?
I think. Are they going to risk
I think, yeah, as we said on Friday. Yeah, as we said on Friday, one more year, and then he's out. But I don't think Perez deserves to be out of F1. We've said before it's a tough decision, but I think we both agree that we're going to side with Alex, don't we?
Definitely.
Now, something we started last week. We're coming for you, WTF1. How quickly can we say the race results? Shall I go first, or shall you go first, Dylan?
Show me how it's not done.
Brilliant. Hang on, let me get the results up for the race. Okay. So, hang on. Okay, I will give me a count. Give me a countdown,
Right,
Dylan.
are you ready?
I am ready.
Right. 3,
Ready. Give me a
2,
countdown.
1, go.
Hamilton, Verstappen, Albon, Norris, Sainz, Gasly, Ricciardo, Bottas, Ocon, Leclerc, Kvyat, Gasly, Russell, Vettel, Latifi, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Perez, and the non-finishers were Stroll and Grosjean.
11.31.
Including the and the non-finishers were.
Wait, so we're doing the non-finishers?
Yeah, as well.
Okay, here we go.
Right, you've got to do it as well, and with an and the non-finishers were 11.31 seconds. I'll give you a countdown when you're ready.
Alright, hang on.
You ready?
Just reading it quickly. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Hamilton, Verstappen,
Go.
Albon, Norris, Sainz, Gasly, Ricciardo, Bottas, Ocon, Leclerc, Kvyat, Russell, Vettel, Latifi, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Magnussen, and the non-finishers were Perez, Stroll, Grosjean.
10.87. That's another win for you. I think
Yeah.
you won last week as well.
I'm missing
Two
that
0
two
to
games.
Dylan. I can by the end of the season, but that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Actually, no,
Yes.
I can technically make
Oh,
a win because in our full season review we'll do the standings,
okay. We'll have a look.
just to try and make me win. Anyway, moving on. What was your biggest surprise of the race, Dylan?
Albon getting another podium, I'd say. He hasn't
Yeah,
been seen that quick recently, but now, thanks to Perez breaking down, he's on the podium again for the second time.
yeah. I mean, he had a quite good weekend this weekend. I think it was certainly an improvement from before, but um, yeah, I don't think, as I said, I don't think he deserved that on merit. That was certainly a surprise. Uh, the McLaren pace overall, fourth and fifth for those guys. I mean, they also benefited from the Perez out. They both got bumped up from fifth and sixth to fourth and fifth. But now they are third in the constructors' standings, and I think they've won it. Or they haven't confirmed won it, but 2 races left. Renault 144, Racing Point 154, McLaren 171. So. Yes, my team. P3. I'm hoping. What do you think, Dylan? Will they maintain that by the
You
end of the
never know.
season?
Maybe they both retire next race. Maybe the
Yeah,
engine
I
might
mean,
die.
hopefully not.
This
Well,
is a lot of straights.
yeah, it's a lot of straights. Yes, but I think they've got a good enough lead, and I hope one of them finishes. Just one. I think we haven't had a race for McLaren where they both not finished, but yes, it would be nice to see them, my team, back in P3. But as you said, anything can happen, and that midfield battle has certainly been tight this year, hasn't it?
It has been very close between the three teams.
Yeah. Um, that was certainly a surprise. Another surprise was
Russell.
Sebastian Vettel. Yeah, Russell's brilliant performance and a good spot from you there. P12, ever so close to points again, but that battle between George Russell and the point becoming the most hotly anticipated battle of 2020, still going on. P13 for Sebastian Vettel, bad surprise, go in the disappointment category. Yeah. But yeah, I think he spun. I don't think anyone saw it, but I think he spun, which caused him to have horrific pace for the rest of the weekend. And I think just the events, the crashes, were just a surprise of the weekend,
Yeah,
weren't
the
they?
entire race was a surprise. Well, at least the start.
Yeah. Yeah, the start one and start two in the end. It was almost like Silverstone with bookends of action,
Yeah.
nothing in the middle, if you know what I mean. Silverstone one, that was with the punctures. And I was thinking about this earlier. The 2020 season hasn't really been much for brilliant races. As a standout season, you don't think, oh, this is going to be remembered as a brilliant season. But when you go back and think of the highlights of it, we had Mugello, we had Gasly winning at Monza, Hamilton winning on three wheels, Hamilton becoming a 7-time world champion, Hamilton beating Schumacher's record of podiums and wins, the whole us racing in coronavirus. There have been some brilliant highlights, haven't
Yeah,
there,
there's
Dylan?
been a lot of exciting things and unexpected things, especially.
Yeah, I think it just kind of just crept up on us. We sat there going, oh, it's just all right, but it's actually been brilliant. I mean, I'm not supposed to be doing a season review for a couple more weeks, but it has been a really good season so far, and I hope the next 2 races continue in that fashion. What was the biggest disappointment in the race for you, Dylan?
Probably the Alfa Romeos didn't really have a good race. It's finishing quite low down. Well, Kvyat just getting a penalty wasn't very good either for him.
All right, I'm gonna go. You've missed out my one, which
Bottas.
is good. Valtteri Bottas's, yeah, you guessed it. You saw that from a mile off. Bottas's performance in down in P8. They got front row lockout, and he just went down to P8. Had an awful start, but got promoted 2 points for the 2 places for the second start because he actually got overtaken after the red flag was called out. But he just, for whatever reason, he just couldn't go fast. So yeah, awful weekend for Bottas. He had an awful weekend at Turkey as well, didn't he? So not looking good for Bottas so far.
He's guaranteed second, so that's alright.
Yeah, is it a guaranteed?
Yeah.
I think it is still actually up for grabs. Hang on, let me see
189
the
to
driver's
201. Oh, wait,
standings.
it is.
Yeah, that's still up for grabs. Verstappen can get that. That would be really embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would
If
be.
Verstappen got it. That'd be awful for him. I think he has signed a contract with Mercedes, hasn't he?
Bottas has definitely until the end of next year.
Yeah, I
Still
think.
waiting for Hamilton.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Hamilton to Renault confirmed. He's been wearing a lot of
You say
yellow
that every
clothes.
time.
I know I say that every time. It's my favourite thing. Another bad disappointment was just the Perez performance, the Racing Point performance, not great, and Ferrari. They had a really strong weekend at Turkey, but P10, P13. It seems they've just gone back down. I don't know why, but they've got back into their little slump,
They
haven't
have,
they?
yes. Don't know what's happened.
Not good to see. I think we've really covered best moments, haven't
Yeah.
we? I think it was just, as we said, it was bookended. The end, that was exciting. It kind of made you thinking, oh, come on, let it end. It's been going on for 3 hours now. And then you thought, oh, okay. I mean, we did finish the race under the safety car, which was quite amusing to see them go across the line at about 150 miles an hour. But, that was a good end to the race. And the start of the race, the two starts, they were just crazy as well. We had some good overtaking in between. Some great moves. Ricardo, I think, made some good moves. Obviously, Lando made a move on Bottas on merit, not because of points. There were some good moves, but really it was just a bookend of excitement, wasn't it, Dylan?
Yeah.
I think we've kind of covered this as well. Overall verdict for the race, I think we've been hinting at this the whole
It
time.
was good.
It was good. It was good. It was crazy. It was bizarre, but it was brilliant. I don't think Grojean thought it was brilliant, but it was brilliant. He got driver of the day, by the way, which was a nice thing for
Even though
the
he survived 3 corners,
community
but
to do.
still.
Yeah, but he made a great escape from the other side of the
He'll
barrier.
become an escapist.
Also, he had to get. Yeah, he'll become an escapist. We'll make a new version of the Great Escape, which is Grosjean getting out of his car. And the medical car driver, I think we should say well done to them, because they follow around on the first lap in case anything like this happens. And luckily, they were there right behind him, and the medic who sits in the back of it got out, literally went into the flames and pulled him out, and he had to be fire extinguished. So well done to him, incredibly brave. And Lando commented on the final safety car of the race, right, for the last 2 laps. He said, "There's a guy running across the track, bravest guy I've ever seen." I think that'll make it in the F1 top radios, don't you,
Definitely
Dylan?
will do. Especially, did you hear
Yeah,
Vettel's one in practice 2?
Oh yeah, when the
Yeah.
dog was there, who let the dogs out. Apparently they caught it because it was a stray dog, and it's now in I think it had a couple of injuries because it ran so quickly and it might have fallen over or something. And they've taken it to a vet service, and they're trying to think of names for it. And I saw a great suggestion of Toto Woof.
That's a great one.
That's a great one. I don't think we can top that. I can't think of any other I don't know why I thought of Grosjean instantly. Then I can't think of any other F1 driver names that would work. George Russell, I mean Jack Russell, but I don't. It's not a Jack Russell type dog. I think Toto Wolff is the best one I've got so far. The best one we've got so far. I hope it's called Toto Wolff. Anyway, next week we are also racing at Bahrain on the outer circuit layout. It's a pretty much completely oval circuit. It's got the turn 1 and 2 and up to turn 4, but then we go off, kind of loop round, and you join back at, I think that is turn 13. So the top left and right of the track, you see there yellow and red. It's kind of, you just join those up with basically a flat out curve. And that's the circuit. So we don't know how the engines are going to hold up. It's 100 laps because it's about a 60-second lap. So I think we'll get like a sub 60-second in qualifying. We'll obviously be there Friday night for our predictions and Sunday evening for our race report. But for now, I've been Ed.
Bye-bye.
Bye.